Hi everyone and welcome to Kidz Love Art. My name is Denise and today we're gonna create SIUUU. What we will need for today is our Kidz Love Artbox, available on kidzloveart.com. And in this box you will find our pre-sketch canvas, 7 colors of paint, 3 brushes, a big one for all the big areas, a medium one for all the blending, and a small one for all the little details. What you will need extra for today is a jar with water to rinse your brushes and a kitchen towel to dry your brushes. And that's it! Happy painting everyone! Now, we are gonna warm up our painting muscles today, and for this we can just add white in the background. Now, this is gonna be your own painting, so if you want any other color in your background because it just looks better in your bedroom, absolutely go for this as well. For white, I just take the white, big brush, and off we go. It's just a very simple base layer. Here you come to the outlines. Don't worry for the outlines, better go slightly over. Together we will find it back. The white background is created and now we can move on towards the shadow patch on the ground. Shadow is always dark, so I've chosen for a really dark green. For this, all what we have to do is mix green and black together. So I'm going to take a bit of the green and add some black. And now we apply it on the canvas. Now here you come towards the outlines. You don't need to switch to a small brush. Look, with a big brush all I have to do is just slowly press it towards the edges. Now what you can always do to make it a little bit smoother, so easier for you to apply on the canvas, is to add a little bit of water. Tiny bit of water to your paint. And that will make the paint run smoother over your canvas. So this is how you can get real nice and easy lines. Now I'm gonna fill the small corners, and here I can use a medium or a small brush, whichever you prefer. The shadow is created, and now we can move on towards our SIUUU strokes in the background. So I'm going to create one yellow stroke and one green stroke. And I'm going to do this with a big brush. So here I take my big brush, I take yellow, maybe a bit of white. And then when my brush is all ready with the color, I will just kind of mimic that motion. So I kind of pretend as if I'm the footballer, and I do this after I score the goal. So let's do this together. Okay, so place your brush anywhere. And here we go. This is the start. Now, make sure that you continue this line all the way until the sketch outline, or even better, kind of go over the sketch outline. It doesn't matter. So here, as you see, we bring the color slightly over the outline, and it's fine because later we put his shirt on top of this anyhow. So here, okay, we continue up and even like this through the pants, like this, like a whoosh. I can make it a little bit bigger, and I just make a next line next to it. So as you can see, we start strong with the color, just like this. And then the more we go on, the less paint is on our brush, and then we just flick it right up, just like that. And then what does it give you? Nice pixelation at the end, and that kind of gives the feeling of movement, the feeling of victory. Now, one part of the stroke has been created. Now we create the other part, because again, the movement is like this. So for this, I have chosen for a green color, green and white, to create a slightly lighter green. And now we're going to start on the opposite side, just here, maybe a bit lower. And then again, we do the same. Okay, slightly through the arms, through the pants. There we go. Do it one more time, or a couple more times. So as you can see, I first started with just an easy line, just so I know approximately where my colors are gonna be, making sure that all sits in the same motion. From there, I can just make the strokes a bit thicker in the areas that there's no sketch outlines, and I just leave the strokes thin for the areas that there are sketched outlines. So here you see thick, thin, thick, thin, and again thick. And same with the yellow, we start strong and we end kind of pixelated. Now, and did you know that football is probably the #1 sport in the world? 4 billion people love watching or playing football. And I suppose you are one of them. Now the whooshes are done and I can see the movement. Now we're gonna just add some triangles in the background. My top one is gonna be dark blue, blue and black, and the bottom one is just black. Again, what I showed you with the shadow color, if we're working with dark colors, we can add a little bit of water just to make the application of the paint smoother and therefore a lot easier for you. I'm gonna start in the top one, so I mix black and blue together. And I'm gonna add a little bit of water to make it smoother. I still have my big brush, but very soon I'm gonna switch to medium, or even if you prefer small. Now the background is officially done, and now we can move on towards this very famous football player. And we're going to start with the skin color. For the skin color, what we need to do is we take a bit of white, then we add a little bit of brown, and you decide how much brown you want to add in. The more brown we add in, the darker it gets, the less brown, the lighter the skin color gets. So add some brown. And then we just add a little bit of red. And then with a small brush, we are going to apply the skin color. I've added the skin color on all the parts where there was no previous paint on my canvas. There are some parts that have the whoosh, the SIUUU stroke. So for this, we need to make sure it's absolutely dry. If it's not dry, your green, for example, will mix in with your skin color. That's not the look what we're going for. So make sure it's dry and then apply the skin color. A fun fact about football. Did you know that a professional football has 32 panels? This is to make it extra round and extra fast on the field. Now we can move on towards the shorts, and for the shorts I'm gonna use green. You can do this with a medium brush. After that we will add some shadows. For the shadows we mix green and black together. Now we're going to mix the shadow color, and I just combine green and black together. And then with a small brush I apply the color. Now we move on towards the football shirt, and I have chosen for a red color. However, if your favorite football player is in another team or has another kind of outfit, you customize it exactly how you would want it. For me, it's gonna be red. So with a medium brush, I simply apply the red on the canvas. Now the same red color of his football jersey we will add on his socks now as well. Now let's paint the shadow. For the shadow we will mix red with a little bit of black. With the black always be careful because it's so strong and therefore takes over very quickly the color. So we only need a little bit of black. Now we can add with green a line on the sock. We're gonna add the number on his football jersey. What is your favorite number? Who do you support? For today I have chosen number 7. Now I have 3 football players who I know how much they earned and it's unbelievable. So number 1 is Ronaldo. He earns $285 million per year. Followed by Messi, and he gets $135 million. I mean, can you believe it? The last one is Neymar, but still he gets $110 million per year, which is amazing as well. I'm gonna paint the number 7 with white paint, and I'm gonna use a small brush because now we're all in the little details. Now let's paint the hair black. The last step of this football player is to paint his shoes. Now, did you know that some football players really like to play with very light shoes? So light that it almost has the same weight as a sandwich. It's like running on air. The football shoes of today's player, I'm gonna give it a yellow color. The same yellow as the whoosh that we did in the background. The shadow part of the shoe is just a combination of red and yellow to create a nice orange color. Well done on your own SIUUU painting. I hope you love this painting as much as I do and that it deserves the most beautiful spot for on your wall. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe below. Thank you so much for watching and I cannot wait to see you soon again. Bye!